Have you ever called someone fat as a pig? Well, science says you might want to apologize to the pig. Today, we're ranking animals by body fat percentage from the leanest to the fattest. And by the end, you'll find out which animal's body fat matches yours. Spoiler alert, it's not what you think. And pigs are not happy with you. But first, why does body fat even matter in animals? For wild animals, body fat is a survival tool, not a beauty standard. Too much fat, can't run from predators. Too little, can't survive winter. But humans are different. We domesticated ourselves into a whole new category. Stick with me until the end. I saved the biggest surprise for last. You won't guess which animal is your body fat twin. Let's start with land mammals, the ones you see every day. At the very bottom, the leanest of the lean is the wild warthog. Believe it or not, their body fat can be as low as 1.3%. How? Constant running, foraging, fighting for survival. Zero Netflix. Next, most wild terrestrial animals: antelopes, zebras, wild wolves hover around 3-5 body fat. According to Dr. Udo Erasmus, author of Fats That Heal, Fats That Kill, wild animals that must escape danger or fight to survive are generally very lean, typically around 3% body fat. Predators like lions? Around 13-15 at their peak. Still leaner than most humans. Now let's talk about the animal you've all been waiting for, the pig. Wild pigs have body fat around 13%, quite athletic. But their domestic cousins? Living the good life. According to a review of animal body composition studies, domestic pigs range from about 15% to 25% body fat, depending on breed and diet. That's actually very close to human athletes. Wait, what? Before we go further, let's establish where humans stand. According to Harvard Medical, a healthy man in his 20s to 40s has about 8-19 body fat. For women of the same age, the healthy range is higher, about 22-33. That's essential for hormonal health and reproduction. The American Council on Exercise breaks it down further. For men, essential fat is 2-5. Athletic is 6-13. Acceptable is 14-24. Over 25% is obese. For women, essential is 10-13, athletic is 14-20, acceptable is 21-31, and over 32% is obese. As you age, these numbers shift upward. Someone in their 50s will naturally have higher body fat. So the average adult man sits around 18-20 for body fat. The average adult woman, 25-31. Now, let's go to the heavier side of the animal kingdom. Take the brown bear. In spring, after hibernation, its lean may be 15-20 body fat. But before hibernation, bears can pack on up to 60% of their body weight as fat. Their body fat can exceed 40% right before denning. That's winter survival fuel. And then there's the polar bear, the heavyweight champion of land mammals. Their blubber layer can be 2 to 4 inches thick. Pregnant female polar bears can have body fat exceeding 45%. That's the richest milk of any bear, 36% fat. Why so much fat? To survive months in a den without eating, and to feed their cubs in the Arctic cold. Now let's go underwater, where fat is not just fuel, but floating device. Dolphins and smaller whales have blubber that can be 2 inches thick and may comprise up to 50% of body mass. In big whales like right whales and bowheads, blubber can exceed 12 inches thick. Their body fat percentages range from 35% to over 50%. For marine mammals, blubber is not just stored energy, it's insulation, buoyancy, and a streamlined shape for swimming. What about animals that fly? They need to be light, very light. Most wild birds maintain body fat around 3-5 during normal activity. But before a long migration, birds pack on fuel like airplanes before a transatlantic flight. Some migratory songbirds can increase their body fat to 30-40 before a long flight. That's like a human gaining 50 pounds into weeks. But the true fat champion of the animal kingdom? It's not a bear or a whale. It's insects. Specifically, some moth caterpillars and beetle larvae. Their body fat can exceed 50%, with some species pushing 70%. Why so much fat? These insects are sitting inside a log or underground, storing every calorie for one purpose: metamorphosis. They don't eat during transformation. They just marinate in their own fat until they become butterflies. That's not obesity. That's biology. Pure energy efficiency. All right, back to the question. Which animal has body fat closest to humans? Let's eliminate the obvious ones. Most wild animals are way leaner. Lions at 13%, wildebeest at 5-8. Not whales 45% is way higher. Not hibernating bears, they're either super lean or super fat, not stable. The real answer might surprise you. It's the domestic pig. Domestic pigs have body fat ranging from about 15% to 25%, depending on breed, diet, and living conditions. According to animal geneticists from the University of Illinois, the pig is actually one of the closest large animal species to humans in terms of body composition. In fact, one research paper directly compared human and porcine tissue compositions and found striking similarities. Human adipose tissue contains 61-87 lipids. Pig, 68%. Almost identical. That's why pigs are used so often in medical research. Their metabolism, fat storage patterns, and even cardiovascular systems mirror ours. Which means, and I'm sorry to tell you this, the average healthy adult human has about the same body fat percentage as a domestic pig. But wait, there's a twist. Wild pigs are much leaner, around 13%. That's the wild ancestor. So when we call someone fat as a pig, we're not insulting the pig. We're insulting the pig we made. Humans domesticated pigs and themselves into the same metabolic destiny. Here's what's wild. Wild pigs run, forage, fight 13% body fat. Domestic pigs eat, sleep, repeat 20% body fat. Humans? We went from hunter-gatherers with 10-15 body fat to couch potatoes with 25-30. We did to ourselves what we did to pigs. But here's the good news, unlike pigs, we can choose differently. So next time you call someone fat as a pig, maybe look in the mirror first. Thanks for watching. Hit like if you'll never insult a pig again. Subscribe for more animal science that will change how you see the world. Comment below what animal's body fat surprised you the most. I'll see you in the next video. And be nice to pigs.